Hey guys, what's up? How ya doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about the new chapter of One Piece, which is on chapter 1095. This chapter right here, I hope the Gorosei, the world government, everything about it goes to hell very soon, because I never realized how hateful I am towards the celestial dragons and everything connected with them. Jeez Louise. Those of you guys who read this chapter, you would understand how I feel. So if anything else, let's just get this started. We had to it many Marines who are not rear and vice admiral rank. They have to go away. We had to it that freaking the Gorosei, I think he unleashed some possible House Shoku no Haki whatsoever. We don't really know because I see some black lightning involved. And we see to it that many Marines who saw Bunny stab the Gorosei Saturn, etc., was about to kill her. However, we have to it that Saturn tells everyone to shut up and calm down. If I did not wish to be stabbed, I would have just dodged it. And therefore, Sanji was trying to help Bonnie, but gets blasted by some kind of hit. And as for Saturn, he easily pulls out the sword off of him, and his wound disappears. We have to it that everyone gets the pressure onto Vegapunk, and Saturn gives the orders not to give him any room. Saturn expresses his disappointment in Kizaru whatsoever, which Kizaru's like, yeah, I have no excuse, I apologize, I don't think I can move just yet. And we had to it, Saturn was trying to kill Luffy while he's down for the count, which honestly, it looks pathetic and it sucks for Luffy to be in this situation, but we have to understand that using his awakened form really drains the living life out of him. I mean, we've seen it when he fought Kaido. And now we see it in this arc multiple times. After he defeated Lucci and ran away, and then he's fighting Kizaru, and when he reaches his limit, it sucks. Yeah, it sucks and it's really upsetting, but Luffy can't do anything about it, honestly, and he was close to getting killed until Frankie manages to push or punch Luffy away. We have to it, the Gorosei finds the Straw Hats interesting that they stick together, etc., And we have to it, Saturn makes an announcement about Straw Hat, Luffy, Juri, Bonnie being involved with this affair, but all you guys are surrounded and it's done for. You can't escape even if you wanted to. And we have to it, Saturn gets disappointed in Vegapunk, knowing that the betrayal he did was a heavy blow. He is grateful for everything he accomplished, etc. But let me ask you something. Which one of you guys want to die first in order, We had to it, Saturn ends up crushing Jewelry Bonnie in his hand right now. And we have to it that, sadly, Frankie and Sanji can't seem to move, They go why isn't anybody doing anything? And Frankie's like, yeah, I want to do something. It's like, I'm stuck. I can't move, etc. And we had to it has to be involved with Saturn's freaking devil fruit ability, And he's awakened it. Let's say that for certain. Not to mention, he's staying in that awakened form for a while now. We don't really know how long, how many minutes has passed, but he's not even exhausted yet, etc. And we have to Juri Bonnie's screams and yells at Saturn for killing her father, And Saturn's like, oh, you're talking about Kuma. He was born a slave anyway. He was a descendant of people who committed a grave sin against the world. A survivor of now extinct Buccaneer race, Which really shocked the living heck out of, Vegapunk. While everyone is ordered by, freaking, the Marines to, aim their weapons at her head and kill them, etc. We have to it, Bonnie remembers the memories of her father, of how, when he wanted to be a hero, he wanted to be a hero as a boy, just like the legendary warrior liberation Nika, And Nika, we all know that this person or being is, very much well known to, all figures or a giant big aspect lore of, One Piece, etc. Now, here's the sucky part where it looks like, how, Kuma talks to Jewelry Bonnie about Nika, you know? And we go to a backstory about Kuma himself, how he was born into a happy family, you know, of a Buccaneer race, but sadly, though, they all got, like, captured by the world government and celestial dragons and turned to slaves, you know? And it sucks and it's miserable. Sadly, though, you know, whoever read this chapter, it really sucks, like, very, very badly, you know? I don't know. All I know is Kuma's life as a slave sucked anyway, you know? Being a slave to the world noble really sucks. And how he lost his mother first, and then he lost his father because the Celestial Dragons killed him. You know, I'm like, I hate these guys, man. Let's be honest. The moment we even saw the Celestial Dragons the first time in Shabari Archipelago, we all hate them badly. And now I hate them even more and more, with the exception of one, St. Mosgard. I'm pretty sure you guys remember him. Sadly, though, because of what he did, he gets killed by, like, by that Finland, whatever his name is. I don't care. One thing's for certain is that, like, after Kuma lost his father many years ago, will later on go away. We go into a backstory many years ago and into God Valley. We have to it. This place is like taken over by the Celestial Dragons, and like I said, Saint Finn Garling, God's Knight whatsoever. This is what he looks like many years ago, which I don't have the right to put on the picture, or I don't even know how I put on the picture. But that aside, this is when Saint Figurlin Garling was very young, and I'm pretty sure this must have been when he was at his peak whatsoever. I don't know. One thing's for certain is that, yeah, we know that this guy killed Mosgard, you know, whatsoever. You get the idea. That aside, we have two of the Celestial Dragons. I'm playing a sick, ugly game, you know, involving hunting down the freaking markers and sinners and hunt them down like rabbits whatsoever, and so forth. And it looks like to me Saturn is overlooking this thing whatsoever. I don't know. One thing's for certain is that, like, Kuma was actually, like, in one of those freaking groups. And then later on, it was funny, by that time, he ended up meeting like, whatchamacallit, Emporio Ivankov and Ginny, you know, etc. And we all know Ivankov. He's that Okama guy, how Kuma met him whatsoever. You get the idea. One thing's for certain is that, like, how Kuma met Ivankov and how Kuma went into the Celestial Dragon slavery whatsoever, horrible life whatsoever, because he's a Buccaneer. And the survivor of the now extinct Buccaneer race. We all know there's a lot of races that's kind of extinct. One of them is, like, is a Lunarian, you know? We all know Lunarians, you know, King is one of them. And now we get to know that Kuma is the last sole survivor of the Buccaneer race, you know? So I don't know how this is going to turn out, what's going on here and there. But yeah, pretty crazy, insane, tense whatsoever, you know, etc. All I know is, and I can tell you right now, the Straw Hats and everyone else are in a very tight situation. Like, Luffy and the others are stuck with Saturn, who's ready to kill them all anyway. And Saturn, man, as much as I hate the guy, I want him dead, you know, etc. Especially the world government and the freaking Celestial Dragons. I'm pretty sure after you guys watched this chapter and read up on what the heck they've been doing, you know, we all know that they are the antagonists and we want them dead. I want them dead, obviously. So I don't know who's gonna destroy the system, but I really look forward to seeing them all die very soon, you know, that kind of thing. Call me crazy Knox for being disgusting like that, or a psychopath, but there's a lot of things you can hate in this, in a lot of fictionary things that could be true of what humanity can really do, especially how slavery is really involved, you know, etc. So yeah, right now they're in a very tight bind situation. Luffy's out of energy, he's old and he can't fight anymore. Not surprised about that, considering that using his awakening form really takes a big toll out of him, you know? You get the idea. And it took him all he's got to fight Kizaru, you know? At this point, I don't know how he's going to be able to fight a Gorosei if he's not too much ready. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. All I know is Luffy and the others are in a very tight bind and it's getting ready to be killed. And we go into a backstory about Kuma, you know, how he was in a happy family, but they get captured and put into a freaking, like, slavery of the Celestial Dragons, and how his mother was killed first, and then his father, and then he was being put into a freaking game of hunting rabbits, you know. My gosh, man, yeah. Anyways, it sucks that next week is on break, but that's fine. Oda is really cooking things up pretty fast in a very crazy way, so I don't know what's about to happen next, but one thing's for certain is that, I'm pretty sure we're going to get a continuation of the backstory of Kuma. Oda, man, take as many breaks as you have to, man. Take a long break if you have to, man. I'd rather have you, cook up your story and making sure it's good and connected, because every backstory you give always has a deep impact on something, depending on the point of view of the others, So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. So I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace out. Bye bye. Toot toot.